Here we go. Let's break her out. Break her out of the jail garage. There she is. Dang. Ooh. Man, she's just been hiding this whole time, waiting to be taken out. Check out that back end. That thing looks freaking cool. But I think it's time to take it home so we can pressure wash this thing and see what we got working with here, what we've got to work with. But check that out, man. That is just so cool. So we're gonna have to roll this thing out and see how it goes, but let's do it. Let's get this thing home. Alright guys, so here it is. It's finally home, the 64 Comet. And man, I still can't believe that this is mine, but here it is in its full glory. This is what's really cool about this car, is that it's a Cyclone model. And these 64 Comets, they came out with a bunch of models and trim levels. It all started with the 202 model, which is your more like basic normal car, doesn't have a lot of features on it. And then you go up to the 404 models with a little bit more trim, and then eventually you end up with the Caliente, which has all the luxury options, like the wood grain steering wheel and the wood grain accents on the dash. Some of them came with air conditioning and stuff, power steering and all that. But besides the Caliente model, then you come across the Cyclone, which is what I have right here. And this model was more oriented for street performance. This car came with the 289 V8 and the 4-speed T10 transmission, which is just really cool. But this is pretty much the predecessor to the Mustang. This car and the Falcon, they paved way to the Mustang. And when the Mustang came out, man, you can just check a bunch of boxes and get a bunch of different stuff on it. And I think this is where the whole idea started, is where you started to choose all the options. But if we take a look around the car does have some rust issues. The quarter panels, however, are pretty solid. That's the one thing that I was really concerned about, because trying to come across a quarter panel is just pretty much non-existent. So that's a super rare thing to find, is a quarter panel. Tail lights, we're gonna have to find a new set, because these looks like they were painted and they are cracked right there. For the trunk lid, so the trunk lid is rusted right here in the hinge area. Thankfully, when I bought the car, the seller also gave me an extra trunk lid, so we're gonna put that on there. That one's pretty mint, and that's why it's all lifted up like this, because this thing is just rusted out on this area. But thankfully we have the trunk, because stuff like this is just really hard to find. Here's the other quarter panel, which is pretty solid as well, and the doors are pretty nice. I don't think I'll have a problem using the doors. The fenders, they're pretty nice as well. We've got a little bit of body filler there. But if you guys remembered on previous videos, I did get those fiberglass fenders and that fiberglass bumper when I went to Florida. So I'll put up a link here if you guys haven't seen it. But man, that was a really nice find. So I've got all the fiberglass stuff, and I do need to order the hood for it. That is going to be really cool. This whole front end fiberglass, get all the weight out of it, man, that is going to be awesome. But let's take a look inside the interior here. All right, let's take a look. And as you can see, we've got a lot of rust issues to begin with and to get fixed up. Mainly these big gaping holes here, but I think this will be salvageable. So what I'm going to do is buy the whole floor piece from this side and replace it all, and then I'm going to replace the passenger front piece as well. I think this piece over here is pretty good. I've already checked it out and it seems to be pretty solid, so there's no need to replace that one. But I will be ordering this whole left side and that front piece just to, you know, get this whole floor piece fixed up. We're gonna have to fix the firewall, footwell there, and the other one as well. So these issues will be fixed first so that we can make sure that this is all solid. But no bucket seats. It does have the T10 transmission because this is a Cyclone model with the 289. We've got the pretty nice dash here, and you know, all the instrument gauges there. Door panels, we've got them there, but they're pretty used up there. We've got the back seat though, right? But I don't think we're going to be using that. The headliner is still intact, although it's seen better days. But you know, for the interior, we're not going to be using most of it because this is going to be a pretty sweet car. The plans for it are going to be really, really cool. But that's it for the interior. Not much to see for now. Let's check out the engine here. And here we go. So here is the 289 engine, and it looks to be, you know, upgraded with some parts, or it's had some parts put in it. It's like these Cobra valve covers. It's got an aluminum intake on here, and this Holley looks like a double pumper on here as well. We still got the generator with that huge bracket on here, so that's original bracket, early 289 stuff. But yeah, man, we've got some really, really good plans for this thing. For now, we're just going to get this thing running and driving. Supposedly the engine is in good condition. It does run, but it needs a fuel pump. That's what I was told. So we're gonna try that out. You know, put some fresh fluids, put a new fuel pump, maybe just put a gas tank here for now, and then just try to start this thing and see what happens. But yeah, that's the 289 engine. It's probably the early Bolt configuration as well, but there you go. All right, we're just gonna give it a power wash because this thing has a bunch of cobwebs and dirts. Let's try to make this at least a little bit more presentable. So let's freaking clean it. Here we go, pressure washed. You got a lot of grease out of it, a lot of dirt, a lot of that salt. That's why we wash it, that completely wash this thing, because we want to make sure there's no signs of salt. But check out that floor. So this is the original color of the car, which is sort of like a green, but this is called silver turquoise poly. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Repainting it this color, or I'm not sure about the color yet, but check that out. Hopefully you could see that in the video. It's a really cool green. You guys know I like green, with my Torino being a lime gold, but this is really, really cool. So there you go, the 64 Comet, the newest project added to the fleet. And what's the plan for this? Well, for now, we're just gonna try to get this little 289 running and get that T10 trans shifting and just take it on the streets. That's the goal for now. But man, I've got some very good ideas for this car. The plan for this, the overall plan for this, is to take it to Willow Springs Raceway. That is why I got this car in the first place, because I want to take this thing to the track. We're gonna put a roll cage in this thing and make it track ready. But that is the plan for this car. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the Galaxy. I know we want to see more Galaxy content, but unfortunately I ran into a pretty big problem. I'll be doing an update video on it soon, and it's something that is very unexpected on the 428. But man, that thing was running amazing, but unfortunately something happened with that thing, and we'll talk about it in another video. But we've got the 64 Comet now, and this is something that I was really not planning to buy just yet. As you guys saw, I picked up those fiberglass fenders while I was on vacation in Florida, and you know, it just all happened really fast. I saw this car listed about an hour. It was listed an hour ago, and I posted, and I commented on it, messaged the guy, and then 2 days later this thing showed up at my place, and I had the title. So sometimes you just gotta jump on these type of deals, because these cars are getting really hard to find. The 64 Comet hardtops 2-doors, they're getting pretty hard to find, man, and I just had to jump on it. This has always been on my list as the cars that I've always wanted, and I've always wanted to take it to Willow Springs Raceway, and that is the goal for this car. So there you go. I know we've got a ton of projects now. I've got the 64 Comet, we've got the 64 Galaxy, I've got my 68 Mustang on the back, and that car, I know we still have a lot of work to do. I was looking actually for a coupe, like a parts car, but I ended up finding this thing, and I just could not pass. This is just one of those times where you just have to get this thing, because you don't know when you're going to find another one, and it was a very good deal for me. So there you go. We're gonna have some more Comet videos in the future. I've got some really nice and really sweet ideas for this thing, especially for the powertrain, as you guys will see. But there you go, the 64 Comet added to the fleet, and it's going to be pretty awesome. I'll see you guys on the next one. Boom.